Well, Mickey Klon was brought to us by Lee Dundas, who you've seen on this program before. She's also been encouraging parents to stand up and fight for their kids against this continued torture and abuse of long-term masking forced upon them by these demonically inspired petty tyrants on school boards and in classrooms. Well, Mickey says that through a novel strategy, they've forced 5 states to back down on these mask mandates. They've trained hundreds of parents to stand up to school boards, trying to keep their kids masked using these techniques that she found at bondsforthewin.com. So what is this strategy? Well, Mickey says that it stems from the insurance business of all things, and we'd love to explain the process to you ourselves, but we'd probably make a mess of the whole thing, so we'll just have Mickey join us right now to tell you how the strategy works. Mickey, thank you so much for being here. We appreciate it.
Thanks, Stu. It's a pleasure to be here.
So the insurance business can protect our kids from this ongoing torture and abuse.
Yes, absolutely. So every single elected and appointed official must be licensed, bonded, and insured. The license for them is their oath of office. The bond is very different from insurance. The best way to describe a bond is a bail bond. If your friend ends up in jail and they've got $1 million bail, you don't have $1 million, so you go take out a bond. You make a deal with a bondsman to put up all of your personal belongings as collateral, your home, your house, your car, your retirement funds, and you take out a bail bond. If your friend does not show up at court on time, then you are now responsible for that money. The bondsman becomes the collection agency, and they come after you for your own personal belongings. Well, each of these public elected officials carry a bond, which means they are personally liable because they watch over we the people. And we've given them a tremendous amount of responsibility with our children. So what we've done is we've seen parents step up in front of their school boards, declaring and decreeing that this is my letter of intent, I will file a claim against your surety bond if you do not stop this mask mandates and stop with this agenda about vaccines. And we're seeing a tremendous pullback in these individuals, because not only are they realizing that they're breaking 27 state, federal, and international laws by enforcing these mandates, they are personally liable. And that's very, very powerful. So yes, there have been so many wins. Do you want me to tell you a quick story?
Yeah, please. Absolutely.
Okay, so basically a woman named Violet, 16-year-old son, autistic, really had a hard time holding the mask on his face. And so he was really pushing against the teachers. Violet was trying to get her superintendent to give her an exemption, but she refused. So Violet went down and got the superintendent's bond. Now, a lot of times these bonds are deeply embedded within a liability policy. So she was able to receive the policy. This superintendent was covered for $1.6 million in personal liability per claim. So Violet went ahead and served her with a letter of intent to file a claim against her surety bond if the woman didn't drop the mask mandates throughout the whole district. If she didn't, she asked her to admit she was wrong in abusing her son, and she asked her to resign. The woman did nothing. So on day 6, Violet went down and filed a claim against her surety bond. The very next day, we have their lawyers on record, on film, saying, so their lawyers giving counsel to their board saying, you guys are in big trouble. We have to drop all the mask mandates. We've got to block all state and federal funding. They left the superintendent out to dry with this 4.6 million in liability. And they had to start calling in parents to be assistant teachers because they couldn't afford to pay their teachers.
Wow.
So, wow, right?
Yes.
Well, so needless to say, Violet started feeling a little guilty after about a week, and she let up. She went and she retracted the claim. So what does the superintendent do? She went right back to her draconian ways. She put the mask mandates right back in place and tried to deny anything ever happened. Well, in the meantime, there were other parents suing other districts under color of law. And so then what happened in Illinois is 147 districts out of the 1,000 in the state got together and sued upstream. They sued their state board of education saying, hey, you guys are coercing us with this ESSER funding to push your agenda. And not only that, we don't have any legal standing to enforce these masks. On top of that, you're actually asking us to violate 27 state, federal, and international laws in doing so. Well, they won. The judge gave an immediate TRO, a temporary restraining order, to the State Board of Education saying, you guys can't enforce this. This is the type of thing that, the law is here to protect the people of. This is some form of evil, the judge actually said. And she declared that not only are they not capable of pushing mandates as if they're laws, but they're actually in violation of all of our rights in doing so because they're not following due process.
Well, the judge is right. And that's the result that, parents desperately want all over the country. So understanding the process, I think, is extremely important. Is it difficult for people to put this together? Is it cumbersome? Is it complicated? How easy is this to do?
Yeah. So if you go to Bonds for the Win, it's literally listed in 3 easy steps. 1, you have to obtain the policy or the bond itself. So you send in a freedom of information request. This is all public knowledge. I want everyone to realize, if you got in a car accident and the other individual didn't give you their insurance, this would be a problem, right? If there was a child that fell off the monkey bars and was injured at the school or on the school premises, they have to give you the policy.
I keep saying it is no different than that. It is no different than if your child is hurt in any other way at school. They are being hurt at the hands of the school, who are inhibiting them from breathing in oxygen. They're making them breathe in their own CO2. They're taking psychological measures. I mean, all of these things. We know that they're bad for children. And I keep saying it's the same exact thing. So this makes sense that you would, so first you do a FOIA request, you get the Freedom of Information Act, you get this insurance policy, and then what's next, Mickey?
So then you give them a letter of intent to file a claim against them. In other words, you have to notify them what you're about to do and put them on notice. The thing that we've never done is put them on notice. People don't realize you got to stand up to the bully if you're going to take down the bully. And parents, anyone can do this. You don't have to be a lawyer. You don't have to be a parent at the school. You need to be a concerned citizen. And in fact, some of the parents at the school were forced to sign an agreement with the school that they can mask their kids just so they can put them back in school. So it's even better if it's a concerned citizen that comes in and helps us assist with the children. So what I did was I served a letter of intent to my school board as well. And I had 11 other parents and concerned citizens with me. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So you give them this letter of intent. You can find samples of those on bondsforthewin.com. And then you give them, usually 7 business days to resolve the problem. And you have to tell them what the resolutions are that you expect to see. If they do not resolve the problem, they have to proceed with this claim. So in some cases, they have to pay it out.
With just a little bit of time remaining here. So it's all laid out at bondsforthewin.com. This is a step-by-step instructional for everybody that can do this. If you can read and print and write, you can do this and affect huge and immediate change in your school district and fight for your kids. How have insurance companies been responding to this, the ones that hold the bonds?
Yeah, well, you can tell a lot when you see it's now been 6 states retracting and even coming forward and making it illegal to push masks on children. So now that 6 states, not just Illinois, but North Carolina, Virginia, I don't have the time to go through all of them, but it's really, really effective. And I just want everyone to know that Bonds for the Win, if you go and look under their Contact Us section, they have a whole state. They have literally a Telegram channel for every state. So anyone who wants to get involved can join their state Telegram channel and immediately start to get behind the movement. Find out where the people are going to be serving their school districts next, learn the process, learn the paperwork, learn how to stand in the sovereignty of your own children.
Yeah, when Lee Dundas sent this over to me and I went to bondsforthewin.com and I clicked on my state and it took me to that Telegram channel. Really a ton of support in there. I was in there asking questions. People had immediate answers for me. And I think that's how you ended up here. So we're really thankful for all this information. We have to continue to fight back. And this seems like, they can't operate without these bonds. Nobody wants this to go away.
Stu, it's really interesting. If you go and also join the main Bonds for the Win Telegram channel, they're posting videos every single day of literally people standing up to their board. And a lot of times the board is running out of the room. I mean, the board members are literally running out of the room because they're so afraid of being served, as if we don't see them, as if we don't see what they're doing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
If you can't see me and I can't see you, I can't hear you. It's like little kid games. They're scared. They're nervous. That's why they're fleeing. I'm out of time here. Mickey Klom, thank you so much for introducing us to all of this, and we hope that our audience will go there right now. bondsforthewin.com. Thank you. God bless.
The Stu Peters Show is brought to you in part by StepOnSocks.com. Founded by Patriots. High-quality all-cotton socks, real silver, and flags. Use promo code STU when you visit StepOnSocks.com/Stu.
Say it every day. We're at war, a spiritual war being played out right here in front of everybody to see. A biological war, a kinetic war, an information war. spread that information on your feet. Go to steponsocks.com. The Trader Joe version just flying off the shelves right now. How about the Trust in God sock? That's my personal favorite. Or the Save Our Kids sock. There's literally a sock for everyone. Plus, you can find silver at steponsocks.com as well as flags. Fly the flag. Be part of the information war. Go to steponsocks.com right now. Make sure that you mention Stu Peters when you go to steponsocks.com.
You asked for it, so we delivered. The Dr. Jane Ruby Show, exclusively for premium users on redvoicemedia.com. Propaganda busting, groundbreaking interviews, and real medical truth. The Dr. Jane Ruby Show for premium users at redvoicemedia.com.